Hello guys, today we are learning intermediate letter interview questions and answers. Okay, so the first question is why do we use the HTTP package in Flutter? So the HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It is an internet protocol that is used to fetch data from the internet safely. So the HTTP package we are using to fetch the API data from the internet. So the HTTP package in Flutter is used to provide the application with reliable and straightforward way to fetch data from the internet. The second question is what is the architecture of a Flutter application? So basically the Flutter application consists of three layers. So the first layer is upper layer and Flutter engine and the third layer is built-in service. So in the upper layer we are consist of the Dart code and the widgets and the Flutter engines. This is used to handle the display and formatting of the text. And the third built-in service layer, this layer is used to manage the plugins, event loops, and packages. What is the use of ticker in a Flutter? So the ticker class is used to determine how often an animation is refreshing in a Flutter application. We can send signal at a predetermined frequency using the ticker class. We are using ticker for the animation purpose. So animation controller we are use. Ticker are often associated with animation controllers such as animation controller to drive frame-based animation in Flutter. They calculate how much time has passed since the animation began and help update animation stage based on the time. Okay, what is the use of mixins? As the Dart language doesn't support multiple inheritance, the mixin class is used to implement the concept of multiple inheritance in a Flutter application. So we are implement in Flutter application, uh, the multiple inheritance is not supported. So that that's why we are using mixin. We can also use mixin class to provide a few utility functions such as a render silver helper utility in Flutter. What is widget testing in a Flutter? So there are three types of widget testing supported by Flutter. So the first is widget test, integration test, and unit test. So in the widget test, we can only test a single widget at a time. And the integration test, we can test all critical flow present in our Flutter application. And the unit test, we can test a particular class or method present in the Dart code. What are packages in a Flutter? So packages are nothing but the collection of classes performing a similar task. We can use packages in a Flutter to save a hassle of rewriting a segment of code repeatedly. Okay, and we can also use packages to import new widgets in the Flutter applications. What are the different type of parameter in a Flutter? So basically, we are using two types of parameter. One is optional and other is required parameter. The optional parameter are defined at the end of the parameter. This is not a required. And the required parameter, we are using required keyword in the parameter that we are required by the method or function to complete its code block. Explain the role of setState in a Flutter application. So we are using setState in the stateful widget class. Okay, the setState is used to tell the framework that the state of the widget has changed when we are updating any value in the application. So we are using the setState method. Okay, when you call setState, you can modify the variable and define the state of the widget. This could involve changing the data, toggling the value, or updating the counter. It's trigger and rebuild of your UI. As example, for example, we are using a radio button. So the male and female. So we are click on the radio button is value is 10. So that we are using setState. Explain the difference between main axis and cross axis in a Flutter layout. So basically we are using main axis alignment and cross axis alignment in the row widgets and column widgets. So in the row widgets, main axis alignment is a horizontal because the widget are arranged side by side to left to right, and the column in the main axis is a vertical because the widget are arranged one below on the other, top to bottom. And in the row, the cross axis is a vertical since the main axis is a horizontal. And in the column, the cross axis is a horizontal since the main axis is vertical. Thank you. If you have any question, please comment me.